Hi everyone, welcome back to Plan with Elise. This is Elise here. If this is your first time hanging out with me, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. So today's video isn't really a plan with me, it's kind of a talk to me. I love half sheets. They are probably my favorite planner item. I have two boxes filled of half sheets. I think they're so convenient to just pop into your planner. You can put them in your monthly and your weekly. You can have a whole section dedicated to them. And I wanted to share with you 20 ideas on how you can use half sheets in your planner. So maybe some of these you'll be able to kind of make a variation of, or they'll work perfectly for you. So let's get into it. All right, first up is a self-care sheet. Not all of these are going to be fully decorated. They're just kind of ideas that you can incorporate in your own. But I think this would be great in my wellness planner. If I'm feeling down, I can just take a look here. And these are just a bunch of things that I could do for self-care. If I'm, listen to music, plan, watch Netflix, eat a cupcake. I love cupcakes. So self-care is definitely one that would be wellness related. Another one that I thought more wellness fitness related, I didn't make it because I don't have any stickers for it, but if you're working out or you're trying to, be more active, you could do some sort of fitness type tracker in here. All right, next up is memory planning. So I have a bunch of these. Let me move these out of the way. I don't know if you can still, okay. So I have a bunch of these older memory keeping sheets. Anything that I have here, I'm going to try to link it below if it's still available. But what I love about these is that it's just one page for memory planning. So I made one for my moving day. Printed a picture of myself holding my keys, noted some things about the day. I meant to write in here, but I added a photo of my mom making my bed, my planning bookshelf, a surprise that my mom gave me that day. And I think that this takes the overwhelm out of memory planning because you can just pop a page into your planner. I just printed these out with my Canon Pixma. And so memory planning doesn't have to be an entire spread. It can be one day like this. Next up is books to read. So I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. I didn't bring many books to my apartment when I moved. Just make sure we're in frame. Yeah. So I only have, I think, one book on my to-read list right now, maybe two. So I have to fill this out. But if you have a ton of books or recommendations that you hear, even if you don't own the books, you could just go ahead and write them in here, or you could do it as a list. This one is very simple because I'm one person who eats simply and lives alone, but favorite meals. These are pretty much my favorite meals. But if you have a family or even just you and you're like, I don't know what to make tonight or this week if you meal prep like I do, you can jot down all of your favorite meals so that next time you're wondering what to have for dinner, you can list these. You could also do favorite restaurants, different categories of like pizza or Chinese food or, favorite deli, things like that. Okay. To take a breath. I feel like I'm rushing here. That's because there are 20 sheets. Up next is online order tracker. If you place online orders like I do, sometimes you have several orders out at once and you don't know what's out or what you've received. So I just made this quick one of my current recent orders, although I just got a text message that my DSW order has arrived. So I'm not my DSW, my Amazon order. So I'm going to mark that down. This sheet should last me a while because I'm not doing that much shopping right now. So it's just a good way, especially around the holidays, to do this, especially if you're doing like online ordering for gifts. You'll want something to keep track. You could even do like shipped, received, packed. Not packed, wrapped for online orders. Okay. Next up is a symptom tracker. So I've talked about this before. I get migraines. I took these monthly stickers and I made a migraine tracker. So I have here, can I do this math? 10 months. I probably could have sized it better and put 12. And you could write the month here and you can mark off when you're having certain symptoms. And I think this is really helpful for yourself to keep track, but it's also helpful if you were going to see a doctor about any symptoms you may be having. You could always use something like this as a menstrual tracker, or really anything that you want to track more than 1 month at a time. So there's a migraine tracker. Up next is a cleaning schedule. For me, I have some of these repeated, like cleaning kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, but maybe you live in a home that has multiple bedrooms, or you have an area in your home that I don't have because I'm in an apartment. But you can use icons or just write down. And this kind, because I didn't write the date on here, I can just move this every week in my planner so that I know what I need to clean. So today is Wednesday, I need to clean my bedroom. It is pretty much clean, but I can sweep and I can dust and all of that and just make sure that things are where they are supposed to be. Okay, you could also do one of these if you have kids, if they need a chore list or something like that. Next up are shows to watch. I often get emails from Netflix about, here's what's new, or I see people talking on social media about shows that they're liking watching right now. So you can make a list of shows or, of course, movies to watch so that next time you're wondering what you want to watch, there's a list right there for you. Okay, up next is my newest Etsy item. Are you ready? You're the first to see it. This is a bill pay tracker. So I have a bill pay tracker for the entire year up on my Etsy shop. But what I'm realizing now that we're in February is the bill pay tracker that I made starts in January. So if you are interested in it, it kind of starts in it. Well, it doesn't kind of, it starts in January. And so you may not be interested in doing something like that. And instead you want to pop a sheet like this, a half sheet. I cut it a little crooked, right in your monthly spread, whether it's a budget planner or a regular planner. And you can just write down your payment names, the due date, the amount. Of course, they may change each month. So this is helpful because the annual bill pay tracker doesn't have it. And mark down if you paid it or not. And then you can just write the date right here. So it comes blank like this. Here, I have a full sheet here where you would cut this, punch it, and pop it right into your planner. And when you buy a printable on Etsy, you can print as many of them as you want, even if you just buy one. So you can print 12 of these and you're good to go. This I'm really excited about. My Etsy shop is linked below. Okay, next up is a list of wins. I've been going through a lot lately. I think we all have been. So I took these little award stickers and I made this wins sheet so that when something good happens, or maybe I do something good, I can write it right here, even if it's like made the bed today. It doesn't matter how big or small the win may be. A win is a win. And I think this is great for a wellness planner. All right, next up is a weekly brain dump. On Sunday, I just started to write down all the things that I wanted to get done this week. I have plenty more space here to continue. And this is great to put in your weekly because you can just kind of keep track of it all. Maybe if you're decorative planning and you don't have a ton of room for a lot of checklists. And I've also done this for a monthly before. Everything you need to do for the month, you just throw it in here. I also love these because they open to a full dot grid and then the back is lined. So I really like these half sheets a lot. Next up is one I just kind of made for myself, but like this would probably be better if you had someone else to make it for, and I didn't decorate it, but it's a wish list. As the holidays are going to be coming, I mean, not anytime soon, but maybe you have a spouse or a kid or a friend who just start to mention certain things that they want. You can just make a wish list for them, keep it in the back of your planner. Or for me, these are things that I'm kind of hoping for at some point in my new apartment. I'm not in any crazy rush, but at least kind of keeping an eye on things will help me with my budget so that I'm not like, oh, let me go buy this right now because I want it right now. Instead, I can write down everything that I want and sort of decide as time goes on what is a priority to me. Okay. Up next, social media. So these pages that are broken down by day are great if you are doing planning social media or really any. I just wrote the dates on here. I started to write what's going on YouTube and Instagram throughout the week, and that kind of helps you to plan it all out. Up next is a habit tracker. There's 2 habit trackers here. These are actual habit tracker sheets, and the back have top priorities. So these are great for a monthly, but if you don't have these sheets, I made one for January. I didn't do great about filling it in. I did do stuff, but I wasn't great about filling this in, but I did make it. So a habit tracker, I think, is a perfect opportunity to use a half sheet. All right. Next up, again with these, but it doesn't have to be these exact half sheets, are a daily gratitude or daily memory. Maybe doing journaling or a full-on wellness planner isn't going to work for you and you don't need a planner just for it. So I noted some good things, quickly wrote, this is how my handwriting is when I'm writing quickly, but these are just some things to note about each day where it's really just one sentence. It takes 30 seconds and you can just kind of reflect on the day. So, and it's blank on the back. All right, I know I had the weekly brain dump, but this is sort of a daily one. I didn't even finish. Let's see, did I do these things? Okay, I did all but one. Mark these off with me. All right, so this was for Tuesday the 16th, and I just wrote down my top priorities for the day and then a little list of things to check off, and this is great in your weekly planner as well. Okay, up next are expenses. So a lot of times I hear people questioning with a budget, like how do you keep track of it all? And so these half sheets are really great to, every time you spend money, you just write down what you spent on, whether you used cash, debit, or maybe credit, how much you spent, where, etc. And I think this is really a helpful way to begin a budget, is just start writing everything down. The next one is a meal planner and grocery list combined in one. So again, I'm one person, I live alone, I kind of have the same thing to eat every day. I wrote BLD for breakfast, lunch, dinner. And then at the bottom, I made a grocery list of all the things I'll need to buy to make what's on here, except for what I already have maybe in my fridge or pantry. I also often take a half sheet and put it on my fridge with a magnet so I can just start to write down things as I run out. Like if I run out of milk, I can put milk on there. You may need to do it a little bit differently if you are more than one person and you're eating different meals each day, but this works perfectly for me. Okay, next up isn't one that I really need, but I wanted to kind of mock it up to show you because I think a lot of people could use something like this, is a schedule. So maybe you have children doing remote learning, so I kind of wrote down an example daily schedule, or like for this day, maybe one of your children is remote and one of them is in school. You could also do this for a work schedule or meetings or anything like that. So anything that includes a schedule, you could do it for a sports schedule, like I said, anything schedule related. And then the last, is that the last one? Was that 20 already? That was fast. The next one is, it's sort of two, is a sinking fund. A sinking fund is something that you know is coming, so you set aside money each month or each week or however often you want, because when that thing comes up, like the holidays of 2021, I know that I'm going to need a certain amount of money, so I may as well start saving for it. So this is one that's in my Etsy shop, but I also want to show you one that I used almost a year ago, where it was the hotel for my friend's wedding. It was going to cost $388.72. So for a certain amount of weeks, because I get paid every week, I put aside $32.40 until I had the total amount saved, because I don't use credit cards. So this one is available in my Etsy shop. There's also one that's blank and looks more, it doesn't have the circles, but it does have the date deposit total. So that's 20 plus a few more, because I talked about a few more that are in here, but that's 20 things that you can use half sheets for in your planner, which I've really been wanting to share with you and kind of show you. Again, I want to remind you, I'm really excited about this brand new bill pay tracker that's available in my Etsy shop, and also the sinking funds. If you haven't started saving for things yet this year, this is the time. I have hair on my desk. So let me know if you use half sheets for anything that I didn't include here, and then everyone go look in the comments to see what other ideas people have. So thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, please do take a moment to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time.